Hey Sagittarius, I need to share something with you that honestly made me sit back in my chair when these cards came through. I was doing a reading about new love energy coming into your life, and what showed up was so specific, so unusual that I had to pull the cards 3 times just to make sure I was reading this correctly. And every single time the message was the same. So let me tell you what happened. I shuffled my deck thinking about romantic possibilities for Sagittarius, and the first card that came out literally made me laugh because it was so unexpected. We have someone here who saw you once, just one time, and they became absolutely captivated. But here is where it gets interesting and honestly a little bit intense in the most fascinating way possible. The first card I pulled is the Hanged Man, and this is telling me something really specific about this person's state of mind after they met you. They are in complete suspension. Their whole world stopped the moment they saw you. This is not your typical attraction where someone thinks, oh, that person is cute and maybe I will try to get their number. No, no, no. This person went into a completely different mental space. The Hanged Man represents that moment where everything you thought you knew gets turned upside down, and you are willing to sacrifice your normal way of doing things because you have seen something that changed your perspective entirely. What I am seeing here is that this person saw you somewhere casual. Maybe at a coffee shop or a bookstore, or even just walking down the street. It could have been at a social gathering, where you were not even trying to meet anyone. You were just being yourself, completely natural, probably not even aware that anyone was paying that much attention to you. And this person looked at you and something in their brain just clicked. The Hanged Man is showing me they went home that night and could not stop thinking about you. They tried to go about their normal life, but you were there in their thoughts constantly. This card is showing me someone who is viewing their entire approach to love differently now because of you. Now here comes the part that really caught my attention. The next card is Ace of Wands, and oh my goodness, Sagittarius, this is pure initiative energy. This is not someone who is going to sit around hoping to randomly run into you again. The Ace of Wands is that spark of inspiration that turns into concrete action. This person made a decision. They sat there thinking about you for maybe a few days, and then they thought, you know what, I cannot let this person just disappear from my life without at least trying to find them again. But here is what makes this different from a normal search. Most people would ask around, check social media, maybe go back to the place where they saw you hoping to run into you again. This person did something much more deliberate. The Ace of Wands combined with what I am about to show you next tells me they approached this like a mission. They have the resources and they decided to use them. I am seeing someone who either has connections or has the means to hire someone to help them find you. Yes, Sagittarius, I am talking about a private investigator or someone who specializes in finding people. Now, before you think this sounds creepy, let me show you what the other cards are saying about who this person actually is, because context matters so much here. The next card is Seven of Wands, and this tells me something really important about this person's character. Seven of Wands is about standing your ground, about being willing to defend what you believe in even when others might judge you. This person knows that hiring someone to find you might seem over the top. They probably told themselves it is crazy. They might have even talked to a friend who said, dude, that is too much. But they did it anyway because in their mind you are worth it. The Seven of Wands is showing me someone who is not reckless or dangerous. This is someone who has strong boundaries and principles. They are not doing this to stalk you or invade your privacy in a harmful way. They are doing this because they genuinely believe that the connection they felt when they saw you was real and significant, and they do not want to lose the chance to explore it. This is someone who fights for what they want, but in a way that comes from integrity, not desperation. Let me pull the next card because I want to understand more about what they actually learned about you or what their intention is. Oh wow. 10 of Pentacles just came through in Sagittarius. This changes everything about how we need to interpret this situation. 10 of Pentacles is about legacy, long-term commitment, family, building something that lasts. This is not someone looking for a casual fling or a short-term romance. When this person saw you, they saw their future. The 10 of Pentacles is one of the most serious commitment cards in the entire deck. This person is not young and impulsive. I am seeing someone who is established in their life. They probably have a good career. They are financially stable. They might even come from a family with some status or resources, which explains how they have access to hiring someone to find information. But more importantly, this person is at a stage in their life where they are thinking about partnership in a very real way. They are not interested in games or wasting time. When they saw you, something in them recognized you as someone they could build a life with. Now I know this might sound intense, but stay with me because the next card is going to show you why this person felt so certain. The Emperor came through, and this is telling me this person is extremely decisive and structured in how they approach life. The Emperor is the ultimate authority figure, someone who makes plans and follows through. This is not a wishy-washy person who changes their mind every other day. When the Emperor decides something, it is basically set in stone. So what happened is this person saw you and their Emperor energy kicked in immediately. They assessed the situation, they recognized something valuable when they saw it, and they made an executive decision to pursue finding you. The Emperor does not do anything halfway. If they are going to look for someone, they are going to do it properly and effectively. Hence the private investigator or the serious effort to track down information about who you are and how to contact you. But here is what I find really beautiful about this. The next card is Six of Cups, and oh Sagittarius, this just melted my heart a little bit. Six of Cups is about innocence, pure intentions, and soul connections that feel familiar. When this person saw you, they did not just see an attractive stranger. They saw something in you that felt like home. The Six of Cups often indicates a past life connection or a recognition at a soul level that goes beyond the physical. This person might not even understand why they feel so drawn to you. They just know that looking at you created this feeling of warmth and familiarity and safety. The Six of Cups is showing me that their intentions are genuinely pure. They are not trying to trick you or manipulate you or force something that is not meant to be. They simply want the chance to introduce themselves properly and see if you feel even a fraction of what they felt. This card is telling me they plan to approach you with complete honesty about how they found you because they do not want to start any potential relationship with secrets. Let me see what else is coming through about how this is going to unfold. Seven of Pentacles just showed up, and this is really interesting timing-wise. Seven of Pentacles is about patience and waiting for the right moment to harvest what you have planted. This person is not going to rush up to you immediately, even after they find your information. They are being strategic and thoughtful about the timing and the approach. I am seeing someone who is doing research not in a creepy way but in a respectful way. They want to understand your interests, your world, the kind of person you are before they make contact. The Seven of Pentacles shows someone who is investing time and energy into this because they believe it will pay off in the long run. They might be planning how to naturally cross your path in a way that does not freak you out. They might be trying to find mutual connections or common interests that could serve as a natural introduction point. This card is also telling me that you will not meet this person tomorrow or next week. There is a period of preparation happening. This person wants everything to be perfect when they finally do approach you. They are taking their time to make sure they present themselves in the best possible way, and that the circumstances of your meeting feel organic rather than forced or strange. Now let me look at what card represents you in this situation and how you are going to react when this person does eventually make themselves known. Eight of Swords appeared, and Sagittarius, this is showing me that right now you might feel a little bit stuck or restricted in your love life. You might have some mental barriers up. Maybe you have been disappointed before, or maybe you have convinced yourself that the kind of connection you really want does not exist or is not available to you. The Eight of Swords shows someone who is blindfolded, surrounded by swords but not actually trapped. The chains are loose. You can walk away anytime. This tells me that you have more options and more freedom in love than you currently believe you do. You might be telling yourself stories about why certain things are not possible for you when in reality those limitations are mostly in your mind. When this person does come into your life, they are going to help remove that blindfold. They are going to show you that the kind of devoted, intentional, committed love you might have stopped believing in actually does exist. The next card is showing me how this situation resolves and what the actual meeting between you two is going to be like. 10 of Swords came through, and okay, I know this looks like a scary card, but hear me out on this interpretation. 10 of Swords is about an ending, a complete transformation of your current situation. In this context, it is telling me that when you meet this person, your old beliefs about love are going to die. And that is actually a beautiful thing. The 10 of Swords represents that moment of total surrender where you finally let go of all the defense mechanisms and walls you have built up. This person is going to be so genuine, so clear in their intentions, so obviously sincere that you will not be able to maintain your skepticism. The way they tell you the story of how they found you is going to be so honest and vulnerable that instead of being creeped out, you are going to be moved. You are going to realize that someone valued you enough to go to extraordinary lengths just for the chance to know you. And here is the final card that came through about the ultimate outcome of this whole situation. The Chariot showed up in Sagittarius. This is victory energy. The Chariot is about moving forward with confidence, about two forces coming together and working in harmony to reach a destination. This card is telling me that once you two actually connect and start talking, things are going to progress steadily and purposefully. The Chariot indicates that both of you are going to be very clear about wanting to move this connection forward. There is not going to be a lot of game playing or uncertainty. This person has already done the work of finding you, which shows their level of commitment, and you are going to match that energy once you understand the situation. The Chariot is one of the cards of engagement and marriage in the deck. It represents two people joining forces to build a life together and moving in the same direction with shared goals. So Sagittarius, let me bring this all together for you. There is someone out there right now who saw you once and it genuinely changed their perspective on what they want in life. This person has the resources and the determination to find you, and they are taking very deliberate steps to make that happen in a way that is respectful and thoughtful. They are not rushing because they understand the gravity of the situation and they want to do this right. When they do eventually approach you, it is going to be with complete transparency and genuine intention. Your initial skepticism or defensiveness is going to melt away when you hear their story and feel their sincerity. And what starts as this unusual, unexpected meeting is going to turn into something really substantial and committed. This is not a casual connection. This person sees you as their future, and they are willing to put in the work to make that future a reality. The cards are showing me that you are going to be surprised by how natural it feels once you get past the unusual circumstances of how you met. Sometimes the universe uses unconventional methods to bring the right people together, and this seems to be one of those times. I am really curious to see if any of this resonates with you, Sagittarius. Have you noticed anyone paying extra attention to you recently in public spaces? Let me know in the comments what you think about all of this.